Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Friday the 24th of July. Okay, looking at the Eurodollar first, and as you can see yesterday we managed yet another up day, pushing in towards the daily 21. At the moment we're consolidating a little bit, and well, from a 4-hour perspective it's still erring towards the, it's erring towards the bullish side with this sort of higher lows and this flag pattern that was sitting at the moment. A break of the high trend line may see us pushing onwards, and as I say, towards that 21 and maybe beyond. That's been tested before way back, so there is the possibility that could just continue running through there, maybe even coming back and testing the prior trend line here. Looking from a 60 minutes perspective here, which shows the daily pivots, we got this sort of downward trend at the moment. If we can push up and start making some headway, we could be on for yesterday's highs, maybe even the R1 area. Below us, not far below us, we've got support on the 50 that has been tested before, so a test may give us a bounce, but any prolonged activity around that area, I would expect a bit more of a sell-off. I've got news out this morning at 8 o'clock and 8:30. We've got the French flash services and manufacturing figures coming out at 8 for the, and then at 8:30 we've got the German flash manufacturing and services figures coming out. So they're not big movers, but they can sometimes give a kick of 15, sometimes 20, as much as 20 pips. If they come both in line, we could see a bit more movement to the upside. They're positive, that is, of course, or vice versa. Okay, there's little other news really that's going to affect any of the currencies there beyond 9 o'clock. It's another quiet day in terms of news. Okay, let's look at cable. Cable saw sell-off yesterday. It was really hit by retail sales figures, which came out quite disappointing. And we're seeing that at the moment. We're still consolidating around this sort of low area. The US news then took another effect, and it just couldn't rebound from that news, and it's just sitting there hanging below the lows there. Now we'd previously run in, made a new, almost tried to make a new high, but caught the highs there, sold off into the supply levels there. It does err on the weak side. I wonder if after such a big sell-off yesterday we'll end up with an inside day. It's not unusual. We've got the daily pivot above us, which could create a bit of magnetism, a bit of upside movement. I often see that hit, so there's a possibility, although it is quite a way away. As I say, no news affecting it today, so just looking at the price action, what we got here, a break of the lows, well, that may see us running off to the S1. They were a decent range yesterday. So the S1's quite a distance away, so break of those lows may see us head off south towards the 154 area. Any sort of rally, I would expect us to be moving back towards the daily pivot. I think much beyond that may be a big ask, but you never know with these markets. Looking then, dollar yen. Dollar yen, really another consolidation day, and it's become really quite a mess on the 4 hourlies again, and it's, to me, it's one of those that can go either way. It's just getting into quite a mess. Looking, I could draw some trend lines on here, and this is probably the only way of doing it here. If it breaks the upside, well, could be pushing back towards those highs in the R1. Likewise, anything that breaks this trend line to the low side, back to the lows in the S1. So very difficult to work out which way that's going at the moment. Very choppy. Not to be said of the Aussie dollar though, as we see it's sold off again. It's new lows once again. I think it's something like a 6-year low at the moment. Looking what we've done, we've gone through the monthly S3, which is relatively rare, but it's done it. It's having a little bit of bounce at the moment. It came off initially on the PMI figures coming out from China, and then it was hit by a second whammy when the S&P's rated it, but just confirmed the stable rating of the AAA credit rating. But but at the same time, they said they may have to review that if the budget didn't improve. So just the fact that they say they may have to review has dropped it another 30 or so pips on top of that. So looking, well, it looks looking like it's trying to make a bit of a recovery at the moment. It's sold off quite strongly there, and we're seeing a bit of a bounce at the moment. But again, I mean, whilst it's got the daily pivot above us, it may be a big hard one for it to get there, and we may be well, looking in a bit of no man's land really. Because it's already moved so far. Yep, it could sell back off towards its daily S3 there, possibly. But again, from where it is, it's a difficult one to, as I say, see where this is going to go now. It could just consolidate through today. If we do start seeing it moving up, well, the obvious sort of targets are looking towards the 21 moving average, and if it really gets a wiggle on back to that daily pivot, but it could be a big ask. Okay, as I say, I'm just as an overall view at the moment, a lot of these markets are sold off or a bit weaker at the moment, and well, any negativity this morning maybe just see it push on down that way, and those PMI figures, perhaps they may just set the tone a little bit, even though they're not big movers on their own. It may just, as I say, set the tone, get the ball rolling a little bit. Possibly either way, but at the moment it's looking quite grim. Okay, grim for the other currencies and good for the dollar, I should say, but it's looking good out there. So have a great day. Bye for now.